Hello, and we are live with a CartoonStock Caption Contest.
We're not actually live, Trevor.
Well, we're recording this.
We're live, but it's not live.
There is no post-production.
Yeah. So, yep, we're live. We have Chris Gural. We have a really nice image that Chris has created for us. Chris, we were talking a little bit before. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, when you got into cartooning, how long you'll stay in before you flee. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm originally from Queens, New York. I'm in Pennsylvania now for a year, and I've been cartooning, I think, a little over 2 years. I probably should have double-checked my own stuff, but it's been about 2 years, and I started in the slosh pile, submittable, with the New Yorker, and I sent about 8 months worth of cartoons before I got my first rejection. And
I chose that one.
And the rejection, which I didn't know was just like a stamp, like everyone gets the same rejection. But it says, like, you might want to look at our magazine to see what we like. And I'm like, oh, these were so bad, they think I don't even know what the magazine looks like. So I took all 80 cartoons off of submittable immediately, and I was like, I need to retool. But then I just decided, I was like, you know what, I probably do need a little bit more work, and so I decided to like try and shop to other markets in hopes that maybe the New Yorker might be interested in what I was doing, and it kind of worked that way. I was in like the Weekly Humorist and American Bystander. And then one day I got a message from Emma, and they're like, "Oh, I like your stuff. You can send me your cartoons." And then I was like, "Oh, great! She likes my stuff. I'll just send my best 10, and she'll buy 2, and I'll be off to the races." And but then it was another year of rejection. So
it's a heartwarming story.
It's a lot of hoops to jump
I just
through.
hope no other cartoonist is watching this. Okay, so that's great. But then you did get in, yes?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I've sold 3 now, and 1 has been printed.
Well, now you can retire.
That's what people are telling me.
Yeah, well, it's always been tough. I think it's worse. It's worse now. But what's your background in terms of cartooning and art and stuff? I guess you draw very, very well, very nicely, very fastly. So have you had any training or?
No. In fact, I drew like as a kid, like most people, but I stopped drawing from about 13 to 26. The only kind of art I did was graffiti, but it's that's letters and not pictures.
You got arrested?
No, I was never caught. I was a fast.
So what kind of graffiti? You mean interesting arty graffiti?
It became that, but at first it was just kind of destructive, and then I decided to do more artsy stuff. I was like drawing Sasquatches on walls for a while.
Yeah.
I thought an urban Bigfoot might be fun for New Yorkers to kind of see.
I see. So that's
But at 26, I kind of decided, I started to work a serious job, and I was taking the train in the morning, and I started to draw people on the subway, and then in the morning I would draw people on the subway, and then in the afternoon on the way home I would draw people on the subway, and the itch just grew and grew. I mean, I was going to work just so I could be on the train.
Draw people on the subway.
Yeah, that's what everyone thought I was nuts. People are like, you like the train? And I'd be like, I love the train. It's my favorite part of my day.
And so what do you do? What kind of material? What do you draw with when you're drawing them? Just a pen?
So I started with pencil, which was a mistake because you erase, and that's no good. So I quickly just moved to ballpoint. You have to live with your line. You can't erase. It's a quick teacher. And then from there, I started to really have fun. I would bring in brush pens and ink pens and ink wash and watercolor. I really
get setting up a whole easel there on the subway.
Almost, yeah. I would go on I don't have it in my bag because I packed it because I just came back from New York. But yeah, I have a whole kit with
Well,
me.
I think what you should have done is what you should be doing. Well, not anymore because you're not there, but you should be drawing, finishing, then going throughout the whole train, saying, "Hi, folks. I don't mean to annoy anybody. But I have some of these very interesting."
Yeah, you're right. I
You could have
probably should
cleaned
have. I
up.
could have
You
made
wouldn't even
a
have had
quick
to
buck.
gone to the job.
Yeah, maybe.
I see. All right. Well, I wouldn't try that out in Pennsylvania. You're likely to get shot.
Yeah,
Well,
most
more likely
likely.
on the subway, actually. So, all right. So this is great. I love your work is great. Your style is great, and this particular cartoon I
Yeah.
thought was interesting. I don't know how everybody felt. Originally, I thought these captions, as I always think when I look at them, are terrible. That's originally the allure, luring, lure,
Yes.
lure. You know, but but this you and so we're looking at this picture. Trevor, why don't you tell us what this picture is as a experienced fisherman who
Yes.
knows his lures?
I actually was. If it was like bobbers or poppers, I did deduct points because yeah, these are fly reels for the most part, fly lures. But anyway, it is a fish. One talking to another. They're looking at a gallery of paintings of lures, and then clearly one fish is talking, and then I don't, it's not a deal breaker here, but he does look a little smug. So if he's a critic or the artist, etc., that's a very valid thing to be including. And yeah, that's pretty much it. One, I can't tell if the one guy is horrified. He seems interested, but yeah, they're fish, so not the most expressionful pictures.
But Chris, do you know? Are you a fisher person?
No. I made those up. I didn't look at pictures.
You made them up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. They're more flies. One does have some movement, but yeah, they're it's good though. They look like, yeah, they're immediately lures.
Yeah.
I should have looked at a picture, is what you're saying, Trevor?
No, I think they're
But what are they supposed? What are they supposed to be? The one they're looking at, what does it look like? Some sort of weird. I mean, isn't a lure supposed to be some sort of fly or fish or something?
Yeah,
That
I mean, sometimes they spin, sometimes they're meant to be like eels. There's poppers on the top. But yeah, these are probably like maybe freshwater lures. But yeah, they're cute lures, and they're on the line. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. And in terms of the fish, was this just coming out of your mind what a fish looks like, Chris?
Yeah.
Well, that's great. This shows how talented Chris is in a way, because I know my limited drawing ability, but often a lot of cartoonists need what used to be called a morgue, photos or examples of things if they were going to draw it, right? And the fact that Chris just draws, straight from his head, I think that shows a lot of a specific kind of talent that I don't think most people have. That somehow you just have a feel for how things look and how they should look. So that's a great asset as a cartoonist.
Thanks.
All right. Now we can get to the nitty gritty of this.
Let's get to the captions. So I think there'll be some fighting here because we did actually have 6, but I liked a lot of mine. I think we all like a lot of each other's. One quick note is Chris got his a little bit late, so we'll have him talk through his weren't included in here. But we'll start off with the 6 that were shared across. And again, we are including the top 10. So these are shared across Lawrence, Joel, Bob, myself, and the top 10. Breathtaking. I find these quite tasteless. I need that painting like I need a bicycle. It lacks movement. I think a gift shop sells these as earrings. This one really caught my eye. So it's funny. After all of these, we roundly rejected everyone with the pun allure in it, as I think half of them literally had allure.
Yeah, I almost any wordplay, like even tasteless, anything like that. Even though it was better than lure, unless a pun is really good, or somehow transformative, I'll always reject it.
I know we're not giving out awards, but there was one pun that I really groaned at, where it was, "We'll hang it in the allure of the lure."
The lure.
I spent 5 minutes trying to
No one
say
ever has to say
allure.
lure.
That's exactly. It's very hard to say allure. But yeah.
Well, Trevor, you had suggested that we
I wanted awards.
award a prize for the worst submission.
I want not the worst submission. Maybe I don't want to be too mean like that. The worst.
No, there are some that go on. They're just the captions are so ill-formed.
But the lure, I sat by myself in the rooms trying to say.
Well, I don't think that's the worst. I think there's something actually almost clever about it, but horrible at the same time.
Yeah.
You
Maybe.
know what I mean? It is. It's not. I find these alluring, or these lure me in and stuff. You do have a mashup of the Louvre, an actual museum, and this word. But it's just so ugly.
The worst pun would be the one that I gloss over and have no memory of. So that one is definitely not the worst.
Yeah. Right.
Let's. We have 6, so there's no. We normally we remove one to get started, but like I said, I do think we're going to be arguing a little bit here. So should we get into it here? I think Lawrence, you're first here. I'll share the cartoon and add these actually as we go along.
So, all right.
Let me get this back up, and all right. So, Lawrence, are there any that you particularly wanted to share of yours?
Yes, but I can't see them right now.
Oh, all right. Let's go back and share it again.
We're old people with bad memories.
No problem.
Right. There are 2 that I'm going to fight for.
All righty.
So, nothing I haven't seen before I thought was clever, because I thought it did reconcile the museum with the fact that fish is obviously seen the lures. Breathtaking, I liked. It lacks movement, I liked. But is it food? I thought was great, because people are always asking, is it art? And here, the idea is that the lure is supposed to look like food, but it's not. So I really like that one.
But I thought... but is it lunch was funnier.
Was there one that was, is it lunch?
I think that's one. Don't I have something like that?
No, I call this
art imitates lunch. Yeah. So but food is good. I had that also.
I just thought that was very clever. The earrings, that's already been chosen one of the top 6. I hope he died as a starving artist. I like, because obviously they don't like being fished for, and it brings in the art and the fishing, and it's also a little dark, so I like that. All flash, no substance, I thought was a nice reference to the fact that some lures move around and catch the light and flash. This one caught my eye, which I think is one of the top 6, but I thought it was better when the guy added "and cheek," meaning the hook goes through all the way. Of course, the hook represents death, which it does, and people are always talking about what a certain piece of art represents. And great art is supposed to make you uncomfortable. I guess the one that I would fight for is, but is it food? On the other hand, I'm perfectly happy if that gets tossed aside.
All right. But we'll highlight it and revisit it with our others. All right. Well, I guess I'm next here. The first 3 actually all made it. A tadpole can paint this. I know people look at fine art and they say a kid could paint this. I know a tadpole is not a baby fish.
Yes.
That's the expression I liked. This one I like the most, actually. It does look bad when you take it out of context, mostly because not that I'm some anti-woke person, but you know, you don't judge artwork now on its aesthetics. It's the provenance, the artist, the background who created it, and everything else. And I like how that kind of points fun at it. So that would be the one I like, but that might be my own hang up about looking at art. So, but is it art? But is it carp? But is it art? There's a bad part.
No, I mean, they're not. They're not. I mean, they're not carp.
No. Yeah, I wonder how he died. Finally cracked me up. Finally, something accessible. But yeah. Joel, you were making faces when I said a tadpole can paint this.
Yeah, well, just because obviously I hovered over it for a little bit, and then obviously the logic is that baby fish are not tadpoles, baby frogs are tadpoles,
Yes.
and that angered me, Trevor. I don't know if that's too strong, but I feel as if you've definitely got that.
No,
I don't know why you didn't.
Be the right fish, sort of like when it's a weapon of bass destruction. They're not bass, so I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. A few people use bass a lot, and I couldn't work out if it's because that's what bass look like, or if that was clearly not, because Chris said he just made it.
Because it's thin.
Yeah, they're not.
Well, it's because the lures are used to kill the bass.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bass.
But it's still, I don't.
No.
Like,
yeah, we didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll bow down to everyone else's greater fishing knowledge.
I had 3. That's the other one. I had 3 in the 6, but this is the only other one I'd fight for. So I guess we'll move over to Chris. Chris, any of these that you want to talk about? Or all of them?
Wait, we're picking the one we're going to fight for?
You can pick a couple to fight for. I think, you can pick a couple to fight for, and then sometimes I think we get the final by weeding some out and putting them all together.
Yeah, I think we could probably weed out. It's called Kitchen Release.
Well, that's a caption. That's actually a caption from a past contest.
Yeah, that was the winning entry for a contest that featured a drawing by Paul Knopf.
Yeah,
that had one of those singing bass. That's on a plaque that people hang in there. Some people hang in
this is
a family room, and he's looking at another fish, and he's saying it's called Kitchen Release, which really worked for Paul Knopf's cartoon.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
But I think the person who submitted it is probably making a reference to the old winning caption. I think it's somebody who follows.
Well, there's another one in there that's also that. This one has a lot of nibbles, and that was the mice or the rats in a maze with paintings.
Okay. Yeah, I liked a lot of the ones about buying the art. I picked a lot of those. I did like the one that Lawrence picked as well. I was going to pick that one too. That one caught my eye and cheek. I picked a similar one. This one will cost you an arm and a lip.
They don't have arms.
I'm with Bob here. Tadpoles
I like
fish,
it.
and fish don't have arms.
What's the eye thing? The eye thing is the thing that's in the actual lure, right? That is part of the lure, right?
No.
Isn't it called an eye? So it's caught my eye. You mean the hook got in the fish's eye?
Yes.
It does sometimes.
Oh,
well,
okay.
I was thinking, what there's eye-catching art or.
Well, no, I thought it was somehow pun related to the eye of the lure.
No, the lures have little eyes, but I think the caption here meant it as it caught his eye physically, both literally and physically.
Yeah. I just like the last 3 words on that one there. Bubbling treasure chest. This one will look. This one will look great hanging next to our bubbling treasure chest. On a point of order,
Trevor, I selected this one as well, so this should technically be in our top 6.
Yes, but Chris also submitted his 2 minutes before this. Chris's were not in here.
Yeah, I really buzzed through that. I wish I could have sat with these for a day. And but yeah, that one is funny to me because it makes me picture it. It makes me picture the thing hanging up and bubbles floating past it in their little bowl. So I really like that one. What else we got here? We're buying this one because I'm tired of staring at 4 glass walls all day. I guess. I dropped this one I really liked. I dropped out at 900, but the auctioneer gave it a jiggle.
I like that. I like that too.
And great art is supposed to make you uncomfortable, which is obviously one of those things that people say. And I thought it worked really well with this one.
I had that one as well. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll put both of those back in there. I guess, yeah, on to Bob.
Well, I need that painting like I need a bicycle, just because it references a woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle. So that's the reference to it. And clearly they don't need this painting like that. So I thought that was clever. Art imitates lunch. I also had the food thing, Lawrence. I'll go with the food. We are left to imagine the worm is like an art thing, right? Which I think is quite good. I don't know much about art, but I know what I bite. You know, I'm not a huge fan of that. I just thought this one, I never hung a painting, but shouldn't the hook be in the back? Which is crazy.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
But it's crazy. So when you're looking at all of this, my criteria sometimes, I'm sure yours also, when you're looking at all of these where they're all in the same ballpark, really, right? Mm-hmm. In other words, there's no different idea. There are better variations of the idea. So let's say in Lawrence's, but is it food, which originally I had, and art imitates lunch. So it's the same idea, really. Okay. And anyway, his best work was left unfinished, which is this is implied by what happened by him, the fish, making these paintings. Okay. I dropped out at 900, but the auctioneer gave it a jiggle. I call these series, there's no such thing as free lunch. Not so great. The artist is in a can in the break room if you like to meet him. Just there's a kind of silliness to that.
I didn't see that. That one's funny.
I wouldn't. I do the one that Chris and I sort of came together on. I like, and I don't know if I would fight for anything else.
Which one is the one you wanted to put in?
I dropped out at 900, but the auctioneer gave it a jiggle.
Gotcha.
It's written in a funny way. The sentence is nice. And I do like his best work was left unfinished. This is all of the part of what is the tragedy of this artist, right? Mm-hmm. Of dealing with lures. So, but we can
put both in there. We can kick it out later.
Okay.
Joel.
Don't say it like that. That sounds like I'm gonna. You might as well say, "Go on, Joel."
Joel.
Okay, yeah, cool. I think I'm going to go against. Usually, I go against the room a little bit. I like this contest. I thought there was I didn't like it. I thought that there was a lot of wordplay and groaning and puns and stuff within the selection, more so than usual, I would say. And I do like a good bit of wordplay. I know it's not in the spirit of the contest, because the contest is about resolving the issue within the picture rather than just doing a straight up joke. So I'm aware that when I choose these, I'm choosing them against the spirit of the competition in a way. But I did. But saying that, I had quite a few that are sort of shared. So Breathtaking was shared. It Lacks Movement is shared. Quite a few of my top 10 were in the top 6. The only one, the two that I would sort of highlight is from both sides of the spectrum. Bait, Is It Art? Which I knew no one else would choose, but it made me giggle.
Explain this. Bait, like instead of butt?
Yeah.
Really? Really?
Yeah, I
mean, Bob, it's a safe space here.
Bait? Is it art?
Chris, would you like to permanently replace Joel?
I just want to keep saying.
There was a masturbate one. Did you guys see the masturbate?
Yeah, I saw a couple of masturbate ones.
Surprised, yeah.
So there's that on that side of the spectrum. I'd highlight that. You don't have to hover over it. I just saying it in passing. You can take it off.
Well, look, there's only one way but up from that. Okay, really.
And then Not, I don't even know if it's a good one, but there were because there were so many wordplay ones. There weren't many that kind of tried to resolve it or tried to look at it from a different angle. So, like with Chris, this one will look great hanging next to our bubbling treasure chest. I just like that again because of the bubbling treasure chest. It's like partly because no one knows what to call those treasure chests you get in fish tanks. They don't really have a name of their own, do they? And you've got to describe it, and the awkwardness is kind of what makes it I find appealing about it. So both my choices outside the many choices where we did coincide, Bob.
Well, I think that one is good. This one will look, once again, because we need variety here in how people attack.
Well, technically, this one was shared by Chris too, so this one actually does make the list.
Yeah, I don't mind if it doesn't make
this is rare because usually cartoonists are terrible at this. We hardly pick any of them, and we use this webcast or whatever to humiliate them. But in this case, you're doing really well.
Yeah, I think that's
maybe it was the speed and not having time to sit and make mistakes.
Yeah. Explain. Well, it lacks movement because it's not alert. It's not moving. Well,
yeah, that's a tough. Yeah, I mean,
that's where Chris's eyes jiggle. Caption is better.
Yeah, the word jiggle is fun.
It's implied. It's much more implied.
And I've suddenly just browsing my own selection. Why would a reputable museum display such an obvious fake? I think that's quite funny now. I'd forgotten I like that, but that's quite funny.
It doesn't mean you're right just because you have a fancy accent.
Quite funny.
My accent is doing a lot of lifting here, Bob.
You know, that's Chris. That's where we're always at a disadvantage, really, for most of our lives because we're from Queens, right? So we really have to say things twice as smart as someone like Joel.
So, someone said my accent was charming last night. I said never in the history of creation has anyone ever said that to me.
That sounds condescending.
I thought it might be. I was like, are they playing with me?
Where was this?
I was actually at Ed Steed's book launch yesterday. So it was a bunch of New Yorker cartoonists. So I got to meet a bunch of people yesterday.
Oh, that's
everyone was really sweet. Obviously, if you're saying my accent is charming, you're being sweet.
No, it would be perfect on Columbo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you see, Joel can be the guy on Columbo who's, the fancy English guy who's committed the murder.
Yeah, it will definitely be me.
Yeah,
that's how it works.
Always the rich person.
Yeah.
Oh,
so Joel, is there another one that you're?
No. I think we've been dwelling on mine too long. I'm happy to move on.
No, I think everybody picks bad ones and good ones. But I love watercolors because they're in the water. What was the French? There was one French phrase like en plein air, but
en plein.
Yeah, but that's like trying too hard, right?
Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah. All right, so here's the top 10 as voted by our wonderful customers. This one really pulls you in. This one also lacks depth. His art always takes me by surprise. I could gaze at it for seconds. This one really caught my eye. I need that painting like I need a bicycle. I find these quite tasteless. All right, I'll bite. How much? Behold the Last Supper. Right away, I was taken by this one. So,
I think we all pick a bunch.
You did much better.
Yeah. So, which one?
Let me add these all in. We'll add the ones we fought for into our finals here and get to it.
Everyone, keep talking. I'm just gonna give my dog a scoop of food. He is crying.
I think animals generally make an appearance.
Also, sorry if you could hear him chewing now.
So you're rooting for the Mets then, Chris? Is that it? From being from Queens?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
No, I can't show my other family this.
No, Bob's a big Yankees fan, so maybe you'll get a sub.
They're gonna be like, you were. Yeah, I grew up. I was talking to Bob about it a little bit. I
Yeah,
grew up
yeah.
rooting
I
for
want to
both.
see Yankees Dodgers because that's what I grew up seeing. And
Well, actually,
but,
all right. So let me. I guess we'll put them in the cartoon now. We don't really need this sheet anymore.
I think we should only have one wordplay one. Okay. What I mean, one word. There's so much wordplay here. Let's try to pick the one that we think is best for that. Not picking what Joel's picked.
All right. So this one really caught my eye.
That works on the picture, doesn't it?
Do we also have the one that adds and cheek or not?
We have both. Yeah. What
I think cheek improves it. Because then,
Yeah. It
catching your eye
something off of the pun part.
But it isn't necessary though. But it does.
Yeah.
The cheek. Well, here's why I think it is necessary, because caught my eye could just mean I'm attracted to the painting. Caught my cheek is referring to what happens when they get caught on the lure.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a double meaning that I think.
So did it both literally catch his eye and cheek?
No. Figuratively catches his eye, literally catches his cheek.
I like to
Because
think
it
it
did.
did.
It caught his eye because it went through. There was one, and it does happen when you go fishing. One is like I feel it in my guts, and sometimes they do swallow the hook. And if you don't have long pliers,
what's that one? It's not already stuck in your butt.
There was a lot of buttons.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even understand what that means.
All right, so we're going to Bob. You're saying cheeks and cheek.
I hate them both. Just think, would this possibly appear in the New Yorker magazine? And would it possibly?
That's not the point of this, though.
But on the other hand,
well, you want to get as close to that as you can.
Yeah.
I think the gift shop sells these as earrings. This is a good top six.
That's funny.
That's funny. Good. And it comes at it from an unexpected angle.
I like,
I mean,
the gift shop is definitely a popular.
Funny though.
I mean, I'm sure we all had 20 or 30, so I had. Okay.
Got to add some of these that we had just chosen.
Okay, but is it food? It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Yeah, that is good.
Okay.
This is the one that I liked, but it does look bad when you take it out of context. But no one seems to like that.
I don't think that's good.
We'll take that.
Oh.
Oh.
I would rather have Lorem Ipsum than that one.
Oh, you're looking how the sausage is made right here, and this great art is supposed to make you uncomfortable.
That works.
Yeah, we're not laughing, but yeah.
No, I mean, uncomfortable is too long. There probably was something better with suffer, right?
Yeah, it was in my top 10, but I don't think it should be in the top 6.
Okay, well, that's going to be one of them, just because me and Chris agreed on it. You need, not necessarily, but I think it's. I think that was good.
Sorry about this. Having a hard time formatting here. I don't know why that happened, but anyway, let's just make it smaller. Yeah, so I'll fix this caption. I dropped out at 900, but the auctioneer give it a jiggle. Let's just quickly fix it. Yeah, so we're going to keep this one in there.
Yep.
All right. Next one is, this is another one, a late edition. Sorry, just doing the late editions here. This one will look great hanging next to our bubbling treasure chest.
I do like it, but it's not a winner, is it? I don't think. I know it's my own, and Chris's.
Yeah, it's not a laugher. Let's go. So
You telling me, Trevor, that any of these are real laughers?
Well, some
Is it
at least a chuckle, a silent,
I've become much too jaded, really.
a silent.
I like
No,
this.
some of them, for me, they actually have to be crazy silly to make me laugh. By the way,
breathtaking is good. It's a real nice. There aren't many one-word captions.
Yeah,
and this is a nice example of that.
And I could see that fish saying that.
Even at one word, I think it's too long.
I find these quite tasteless.
I got bored at the breath part.
That's good.
You got bored at the open quote.
I find these quite tasteless.
I find that this works for everybody.
Well, I will say what's not good about this, it really doesn't make sense with how that fish is posing. It's not as though he finds it.
Well, he's a
like it's more like the one that Lawrence had, or you know, Imagine the Worm, or you know, an interpretive art thing. That's his pose, right? Whereas this is a very simple kind of sentence. What was the one that Lawrence liked that had to do with, you know, the kind of language we use with art when we're looking?
Oh, something about the hook represents death. Or...
Yeah, the hook represents that. Or in mine, well, you know, we have to imagine the worm. He's a highfalutin fish critic, right? So for him to just come up with this kind of language, I find these quite tasteless. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm fine getting rid of this one.
All right. Let's eliminate all of them
and start over. I need a bicycle.
Can I make a case against this?
Yes.
Go ahead.
The original feminist quote is so unrelated to this that it just kind of feels shoehorned. There's no real relationship between.
You got fancy with the stillborn thing. You got fancy with the feel stillborn. I like that. That's great. That should have been one of the captions. But well, a fish does not need a bicycle, and this fish doesn't need these because this is the thing that will kill them.
Yeah, but why? But it's deliberately referencing a well-known phrase about feminism, and because this isn't about feminism, my brain kind of goes, "What's the link?" Other than
you seem completely unaware of critical race theory and intersectionality, which brings to the fore the real meaning of this, you know, because we're dealing with fish now within a larger context.
Now we're going to start getting letters.
All right. But okay.
Well, yeah. I agree with Joel.
He's right.
I'm not crazy.
Yeah, it's just a meta caption. Right. It's not. But we still give it some props.
Yeah, right? No, it's not terrible. I'm just.
This is very good.
Yeah, I'm with Lawrence.
I mean, it can't compare with bait. No.
Bait sounds a bit like butt.
Like that, But yeah, all right. It lacks movement because the floor is moving.
We like that.
Yeah.
And then the gift shop. So wait, we really have to get to our 6 here.
I gotta get to the gift.
Let me.
Yeah, what do we have?
All right. So what
is it food is I think good. The gift shop earrings is funny because it's a written sentence that has some life to it.
If this had been bait, is it food? That would have been better.
No, why? No.
Well, just because you don't have a glottal stop on your T's like me and Chris do. For us, it's better. Is it?
Better.
Hey, Chris, can you say bottle?
Bottle.
Oh, exactly. The perfect glottal stop. Bottle.
My mom has that old Queens accent where she says wash instead of wash.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't have that. It didn't transfer. That's the only one I tease her about. It's the only time I can hear a distinction between our accents.
So we have 7 that we have not killed. We'll quickly go through it. We have to kill one of these and then pick a winner.
Okay. Okay, we should keep that.
Yep.
Let's keep that.
That could get killed.
Could get okay. Possible.
Yeah.
Possible kill. That's
But
good.
Is it food is good.
I like that. This one really caught my eye. And cheek. We didn't know what to settle on there.
What did
I still say it's much better with Ann Cheek.
we order the crowd like this, right? Our
The crowd liked
That one.
the crowd like this one really caught my eye.
okay, so
Well, I
it
think
won't win. It won't
Ann
win.
Cheek really adds another element to it.
I agree with Lawrence. I do think Cheek
All right.
adds to
All
it,
right.
but I don't think it's the winner. But I do think it's better.
It's
with
not
Cheek.
a winner, no.
Okay, very good. Throw in the cheek.
That's funnier.
Folks, this is how the sausage is made.
Yeah.
U.S. word.
All right. So what else we got? I like this. Like we said, it's different.
Yeah, that's good. Good.
This one definitely looks like the caption would have been probably. Just looking at it, it's like, oh, if I saw this in a batch, I'd be like, okay, this is a batch.
Would someone say that about art? I guess they would.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if it's gestural, right? It's art is supposed to be gestural and
you descending a staircase or something. I find these quite tasteless.
But that
Bob doesn't like this one.
But also, we already have one. It lacks movement. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you're right. If we're gonna get rid of one or he's an art critic, that's the one we'd get rid of.
Yeah.
Done. And then breathtaking.
Yeah, that's good.
So to recap very quickly, we have breathtaking. It lacks movement. I think the gift shop sells these as earrings. This one caught my eye and cheek.
And Trevor, was this one caught my eye or this one really caught my eye? I just can't remember.
Oh, I just added the and cheek. This one caught my eye, period, and cheek, period.
Great. Okay.
But is it food?
Mm-hmm.
Great art is supposed to make you uncomfortable.
Kill it.
Oh, no, we're at 6 now.
Oh, we're at 6. Fine. Okay, then fine.
We got rid of Bob's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait, no, you're right, actually. Yeah, we still need to kill one more, Lauren. So that's the one. The a great art is supposed to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was in my top 10, but I don't think it should be in the top 6.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's easier for you guys to see in the on the caption, or do you want to see them all written out?
Either.
Let's just do and all right, let's do that then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we got rid of bubbling chest. Okay. All right. So here are our 6.
I tell you what, I'll tell you the 2 I like, just and then you can fight because I don't think breathtaking and it lacks movement. I think are the 2 strongest for me. Discuss.
I go for it lacks movement or but is it food? Those are my top 2.
I'll go with jiggle or breathtaking.
Just find them so. I mean, they're okay, but is it food?
We can go back to the cartoon if we.
No, we don't want to have cartoon. I don't think I think we should go with. But is it food? I mean that. That's an actual cartoon. The other, and it lacks movement, is breathtaking. All of them. The
I mean, but Is It Food is a clever kind of New Yorker chuckle.
Well, the other two, which are only funny within the context of a caption contest. No one would ever do that as a cartoon, which I thought was funny. I dropped out at 900, but the auctioneer gave it a jiggle. It's what people would do entering a caption contest. No cartoonist would ever come up with that. We'll find out. That might be exactly what Chris did. We don't know. Coincidentally.
Well, we're going to hear that in a second when he gives us his.
So I think, but Is It Food is, I mean, I think it's makes sense as a cartoon. So let's go with that as the winner.
That everyone is okay with that?
Does Chris have any thoughts?
I like the lack movement and jiggle, but I like But Is It Food too.
Okay.
I didn't pick it out of the thing, but seeing it next to the cartoon, I like it.
Alrighty, I think I think that works for me. I mean, as long as everyone's a little bit unhappy, then you made a good choice, I think.
Yeah. It's democracy. It's democracy.
I'm thrilled.
Yeah, Lawrence is thrilled. So we can go to the winner here, but before we go to the winner, Chris, can you give us your original caption?
Yes. I mean, I really didn't have, which is why I sent this as the drawing because I didn't have a great caption, but I had I bought this one. Now I'm on the hook for 20,000. Which ending on the word 20,000 is not as funny as ending on the word jiggle.
Jiggle's a great word.
Right.
Jiggle's a great.
Yeah.
So, But Is It Food was submitted by a Polish name here, maybe Brandon Lonigzak.
He's won the New Yorker contest before.
Lonigzak.
Brandon Lonchak.
Iczak.
Yeah, he's in my book.
Oh, congratulations to Brandon! It is sharp caption. Congratulations, Brandon. And thank you, Chris. And thank you guys all for meeting and doing another CartoonStock Caption Contest.
Absolutely. Again, a rousing success. And
we'll say goodbye.
And Chris, don't forget to upload your cartoons to CartoonStock.com. And all you freeloading caption contest people, give them measly $5 to try to win all our money. You could try to get the word out so more people could enter the contest. And you might shell out some money buying some of the cartoons. All right.
Thanks.
Have a great week.